Universal Century 0079. A half-century has passed since Earth began moving its burgeoning population into gigantic, orbiting space colonies. A new home for mankind where people are born and raised and die. On January 3rd, the cluster of colonies furthest from the Earth, Side 3, proclaimed itself the Principality of Zeon and launched a war of independence against the Earth Federation. After a Pyrrhic victory at the Battle of Loom and the capture of the Federation's General Revel, the Principality sought to end the war in a single stroke by dropping a colony from Side 2 Hate onto Jaburo, the Federation's underground headquarters in South America. In an attempt to stop the attack, the Federation's surviving fleet opened fire on the colony. Their defense failed. Island Ifish broke apart, drastically shifting its trajectory. Jabura was saved, but Sydney, Australia was completely wiped off the map. Millions died from the impact, and the lasting effects would cost billions of lives. In total, the war up to that point had cut humanity's 9 billion population in half. January 31st. The Earth Federation was expected to sign a surrender, but the arrival and speech of the escaped General Revel urged the Federation not to give in to Zeon's demands. As a result, the Antarctic Treaty was not a surrender, but instead established rules for engagement. Both sides began to mobilize for what would become the most tragic war mankind had ever seen. Universal Century 0079, March 10th, off the coast of California base.
There are no soldiers in Zeon, so we are certain to be victorious in this war!
But where's the California base at?
It's in California.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So the 1-year war has been going on for like 3 months now?
Yeah, pretty much. It had a booming start.
Oh, I get it, like with the colony drop.
Yeah.
The 1-year war has been going on for 3 months. Where's Amuro on this map?
He's a baby, right? He's a little 14-year-old baby.
No,
Is
he's
he
not.
still
What?
in space, or is he on Earth kicking ass and taking bubblegum?
Amuro is 15 and at Side 7 probably fucking with a computer.
Fucking a computer?
Wow,
No,
dude. Amuro's really gone downhill.
Fucking with the computer.
Freak.
Showing Haro who's his daddy.
Jesus Christ.
That was a visual.
Please stop, Amuro. Please stop, Amuro.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, Amuro.
Amuro, why did you build me with a butthole?
Amuro will not enter the plot until like fucking around September. So we have a lot of war to get through before you potentially bump into Amuro. So do y'all have any questions about that opening?
Who starts a war in March?
Started in January.
It's like, damn, it's so
starts
beautiful
a war
outside.
in January.
Like, it already started. Lots of people died. They attempted to basically sue for peace and have a surrender. And then that changed due to various political happenings to instead be establish the rules of engagement, which said, like, no more colony drops, no nuclear weapons, no more poison gas.
No killing pilots.
No, that wasn't part of it. Establish protections for the Jupiter energy fleet, which would matter matters way later in the plot. And then after that, it was kind of at a stalemate for a bit until March, when Zeon invades. So we are in the Atlantic Ocean.
Am I drowning?
We're just right in the middle of the fucking Atlantic Ocean. Roll for swim.
Oh, man.
I'm surfing.
I'm riding on a dolphin.
Doing flips and shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Did I say Atlantic? I meant Pacific.
Oh, okay. A little off.
Yeah, it's like the other one on the other side. Yes. Yeah. So y'all are in the Pacific Ocean, off the shore of California base on the Earth Federation naval ship, it's aircraft carrier named Inverness. So, Zach, Lone Star's Saberfish.
Yeah.
What does it look like? Has he painted it? Has he done anything to it?
Ooh, that's a good question. I haven't thought of that.
It's got to have flames.
Yeah, come on. He's got to paint it something cool.
And that's why I asked. I expected something like flames.
I feel like he's like, he's kind of cocky. And it kind of goes along with his insecurities where he would want to try to hype himself up a bit, kind of make up for that with some flamboyant shit going on his...
Maybe a shark mouth, some angry eyes.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. Is there like some kind of cool emblem he could paint on the side, like the Federation emblem?
That would probably already be painted. That'd probably already be painted on it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, then I think that'd be cool. Like some fucking teeth.
Okay.
Some evil eyes. That's cool.
All right. So we see the S3 Saberfish, piloted by Lone Star, go into the clouds. Go into the clouds. All right.
All right. To the clouds I go.
All you see is ocean, and below you, clouds above you. There's an aircraft carrier, the Inverness, in the distance.
Okay.
You're looking for your target. You know he's out there somewhere.
So I know you're out there somewhere, you bastard.
So if you want to search for your target, you roll search, which is going to be a sight roll. So take your sight skill and roll a d6, 2d6, and add that to it. Or see if you spot your...
Okay, 2d6 plus sight skill. All right. Okay. I rolled 4.
That is a failure. So you don't. You look. You know he's there somewhere.
I still know you're out there somewhere.
But you don't know where. You have no idea where he's going to come from. So, Mad Gun.
Mm-hmm.
What does your tin cod look like? That is the name of his jet, by the way, for those of you who don't know. It's a very weird name. They have a fish naming scheme for the Federation. So
sexy. That's really badass.
It is what it is, and that jet is called the Tin Cod.
It is solid blue with vertical white stripes going up and down. From the wing, like so. It starts at the nose and it just goes all the way up to the. I guess
you have a white pinstripe going down.
Yes.
Down
on both sides.
Okay, cool. Blue with 2 right pinstripes. Got it. All right. You are behind the rookie that you are in a mock fight with. You've kind of positioned yourself behind him without him noticing. Your guns are loaded with paint rounds.
Ruin your new paint
Better
job.
Not fuck up my paint job. I was gonna say that.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm behind him.
Yes, you're behind him. You're in a training mission. You've successfully gotten behind him.
I'm gonna light his ass up.
All right. So you want to then make an attack. So to make an attack, this is going to be a medium-ranged attack. So roll me 2d6. All right, and then take half your daring and half your sight, which it's going to be 1.5. So you add them together, it's going to be 1.5. You're rolling down, so 1, so 7. So that's a mixed success. The only thing loaded with paint rounds will be your Vulcans. So you hit him once, then, out of the little burst of fire that you send in his direction, you manage to hit him once.
All right.
Lone Star, what do? You just got shot by a paint round on your cockpit
Colors the paint.
you're basically out. That's big pink paint mark from that. All right, you hear a voice come over your comms. It's Captain Godfrey. You recognize her voice. She's the captain of the aircraft carrier. She's telling you that she. Well, here, let me see if I can pick a voice for her that's not ridiculous. No, not. I'm not good at character voices. But I'll try to put something
you're out.
else.
Land.
It's like,
Hey.
Hey
Hey,
there,
land your
sweetie.
ship.
Land your ship, sweetie.
Ensign Mitchell, I expected better. Land immediately. Gather, bring him in.
All right, so I'm landing
Right
now.
away, ma'am.
Yeah. All right. We didn't pick your guys' ranks. It's not super important, but like Lone Star, co-pilot would probably both be ensigns, and then Mad Gun and Tiny would be probably lieutenant, junior grade, something along those lines, something close to that. If y'all want to get into the specifics of the rank, we can later. It's not super important.
Okay.
But it's just something to think about.
Okay.
All right.
And then, like, promotions will matter eventually because certain archetypes, it matters who you get orders from and stuff like that. And so having a superior be able to give you orders and knowing who's giving you orders and who's giving you just advice when they're...
I give the rookies orders?
Yes, so technically Mad Gun and Tiny can order around Lone Star and Co-Pilot. They're not directly above you, but without a direct chain of command present, you could order them around, yes.
So do you get court-martialed if you disobey their orders?
Yeah, so insubordination is really frowned down upon. So, I wouldn't say execution's on the table, but at least not right now.
Definitely a good hard spanking, though.
But it's not going to go over well. You'll probably get thrown in a brig with an electronic door that unlocks when the power turns off.
I don't want to have to deal with those security measures.
All right, so Zach, Lone Star, you've
dead
landed.
me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Lone Star, you've landed on the aircraft carrier.
Am I waiting for him on the landing pad?
Yeah, so I was getting to that. So as you are landing, Lone Star, you pass another Saberfish, a Saberfish that is piloted by one of your best friends, possibly your best friend.
Possibly.
Possibly.
We're best friends. We're best friends.
He's in the running at the very least. Co-pilot. So, co-pilot, what does your Saberfish look like?
Mine, like I said, keeping up with the fish theme, is just a school of fish.
Just painted on the side. Just you got
hundreds
fish.
of small fish.
That's pretty intricate for a paint job on a.
It looks
on
like a
jet.
little kid's swimming pool.
Oh no!
There's a little ducky on one of the fins.
Oh no!
I love it.
Man. Okay, all right. So you pass this abomination of paint job on a Saberfish Lone Star. This horribly garish, covered in crude schools of fish and toy ducks, Saberfish that is also parked to the side. And I'll leave it up to you, co-pilot. How covered in paint rounds is your jet? How, on a scale of completely fucking covered in paint rounds to like you got hit maybe 3 times?
Okay, I think it's mostly covered. There are a few spots, and I'm psyched about that. I'm like, I didn't get hit all over this time. This is great.
Okay, all right, that's perfect. So you see your friend co-pilot there, standing with a water hose, just rinsing down rinsing the paint off of his Saberfish. just it's probably going to take him a few hours alone.
Okay.
You have just landed and been taxied over to the side, so your paint round that you got hit around your cockpit area is still there. You're going to have to clean that eventually. But you see co-pilots, and it's just completely
okay. So yeah, I'll come
covered in
up to
paint.
him. Yeah, I'll come up to him and be like, "Need a hand?"
Oh, yeah. Wow, dude, Lone Star, you were so cool up there. That was great stuff you were doing, man.
Yeah. I know. Hey, hand me a rag.
How about I throw him a rag? Just flash it off. Man, that fucking old timer Gather, mother, man. I don't know how he got that shot on you. You were so cool.
That's okay. I'll get him one day.
All right. At this moment, Mad Gun's tin cod is landing on the aircraft carrier and being taxied over to the side where it is being parked. You see them on the side there, Mad Gun.
Okay.
Did you?
I'm gonna wave because I'm friendly.
Hey.
I'm gonna shake my head and keep getting taxied.
Oh, he's so cool. Also,
I'm just gonna give him the Clint Eastwood look.
You're the one taxiing. It's not like a big.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, they have to guide you in. And it's not like I can just fucking go where I want.
Yeah. You get landed, and okay, all right, I get what you're saying. You're following the orders of the guy with the cones, and
yes,
yeah, got it. All right. I thought in your head this small jet was being pulled around by like one of those things that move around commercial airliners, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's how that works. Okay, so, Jack, as you taxi in, you see to your left Tiny's aircraft, her S3 Saberfish. Tiny, would you like to describe what your Saberfish looks like?
Beautiful. She's candy apple red with like really crazy pinups on the side, you know?
Okay.
He's just like
not your normal
polished to perfection.
he was the original Red Comet.
Very provocative, erotic pinups.
Oh,
yeah, these are like pinups with like tattoos all over their body and stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Jack, as you're being taxied in alongside this, your pinups are like right there in your face. Feel a bit of a twitch.
I feel a little bit of a twitch.
It moves a little.
just a little, nothing major. Just a bit.
Major. It's just erotic art. I like art.
Yeah, co-pilot and I keep getting in trouble because we keep looking at it.
I painted them myself.
Ours is moving a lot.
Okay. All right. So Tiny, on this ship, you're pretty much the highest ranking pilot who is like a test pilot that is in charge of also upkeeping the new Saberfishes, which would be, these two craft that Lone Star and co-pilot are both using.
Okay.
So you're going to have to basically fine tune it after they finish cleaning it up, and so you've been called to the deck to begin that process. But when you arrive, well, clearly they're not done cleaning it up yet. Co-pilot's is just covered in paint. And
sorry, I got some paint in the engine. I don't know how that happened.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
I'll get it out. I might need some extra tune-ups. I don't know if paint's good for engines or not, but I don't know much about that stuff.
All right, kid.
The Mad Gun, you see Lieutenant Patter. Lieutenant Patter is pretty much second in command when it comes to the aircraft on this aircraft carrier under Captain Godfrey. Lieutenant Patter's younger than you by a lot, but he does outrank you. You would imagine there's some nepotism at play. Or I don't know, that's up to you. Whether or not you respect his rank given his age, entirely up to you. Okay. So he approaches you. And he has a clipboard in hand. Lieutenant Junior Grade, he looks at his clipboard. Gather. Yeah. What was the times on the bringing them down? You know, and when you first got the first hit on both of them, do you have the times? Sir?
I do have the times. The first hit on Cole Law, the first hit was at 23 seconds.
Oh, okay. All right.
And the hit on Pat Mitchell was 7 minutes and 47 seconds.
Okay. Can I just get you to sign this? And he hands you the clipboard. Well, I'm assuming your cockpit's open. You might still be in it.
There's no pen.
Oh, yeah. So sorry. Here.
Scribble my signature down and hand it back to him.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. And he runs off. Okay. So I'm assuming y'all are still cleaning. Yes.
Yeah.
Scrub a dubbing.
All right, Jack. You're now done taxing. You can get out. You can walk around.
Just kind of like watching them clean and like telling them to go over spots that they've already cleaned.
Mm-hmm. It's important to foster discipline.
It's very important.
I cleaned this spot 3 times already.
It doesn't shine.
Okay. So I think that was a pretty good introduction for everyone. So the basics of the system are should be fairly clear, but now we're going to get into melodrama moves. So when it comes to melodrama moves, the first phase of the game is called base melodrama or ship melodrama, or the melodrama phase. I haven't decided yet. And in the melodrama phase...
I like that one.
The melodrama phase?
No, yes.
What?
I honestly like I haven't decided yet. I think that one's the best one.
No, that's not the... Okay. So... you picked 3 melodrama moves from your archetype. These are moves
I picked 2.
You should have picked 3.
Go get another one.
I'm ruining this fucking.
Wait, no, you picked 3. You picked 3. You have 3.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah, one of them's like further down on the next page.
That's because of a page break.
Yeah.
You need to backspace that back into sight.
No, don't backspace it. It's a table. It doesn't work like that. That's not how tables
Add some
work.
spaces.
No, don't do that. Stop.
Oh man, old man, am I right?
I know, right? Don't know how to use
You
technology.
use the fucking computer.
So you have 3 melodrama moves. You can do these during the melodrama phase. All right. They usually provide you some kind of benefit, but you should also think of them as goals to accomplish, finding a way to work them in. And when you use them, you mark them with an X. All right. Now, what this is going to do is in the following combat phase, for each X you have marked in the RP column next to melodrama, it's going to give you a resource point. And resource points allow you to re-roll failed rolls.
Okay, that's awesome.
All right. So look at your melodrama moves, and these are going to be what you're going to want to try to accomplish through this melodrama phase. And as you accomplish them, mark RP only once for each, so it only counts the first time. And then in the following combat phase, you can then re-roll whenever you fail, which is going to be often.
Oh.
So, for example, we can go over one real quickly. If we are looking at co-pilots, melodrama moves. It is easier for you to convince others with your partner around. Mixed successes count as full successes. So that means as long as he remains around Lone Star, he has an easier job convincing others.
Hey, that's cool.
Another melodrama move that he has is win away from your partner, gain a +1 to daring. That's just probably because whoever you're a wingman to is probably a bit suffocating.
I need to get away every now and then.
Yeah.
Yes, and when you're away, you feel a little bit more daring.
I'm able to be myself more. I'm not catering to their every need.
Exactly.
You're really able to let your balls out.
Yeah, I'm really letting my balls fly out.
Breathe.
I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that analogy. I'm not really a fan of
Let your balls fly free.
Just kind of.
You deserve it every now and then, buddy.
Gotta be something better than that.
What would Lone
I prefer
Star do? You're the Lone Star when I'm not around, buddy.
Oh,
That's right. Let your balls fly free.
that's my balls flying.
They're just fucking soaring, dude.
So with that explained, you hear a not the balls thing, but
You hear the balls.
The melodrama. The
flying.
The balls thing is a side dish to the main course, which was me explaining
You
the
just said
melodrama.
balls were a side dish.
Yummy.
Delectable.
I mean, they always are a side dish. There's always something higher up on the scale.
Your first choice is never the
Always
balls.
on the
No one's first choice is the balls. Okay.
What I like is that they're always part of the meal, apparently.
I mean,
They're never off the table.
this is great. This is great podcasting. All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right, back to melodrama.
Yeah, back to melodrama. So, with those explained, just have a look over your melodrama moves. Try to think of them as goals and try to think of how you could work them in. And after you do them, please do say, like, hey, I did a melodrama move when you mark it off. But after you do it, you know? Or if it's one of the ones that require you to attempt something first, then obviously, you need to mention that you're attempting it beforehand. Okay. So with that kind of that preamble out of the way, so you hear the speaker over the deck of the aircraft carrier cut on, and it's Captain Godfrey saying that she's announcing there will be a briefing for the sortie in 30 minutes. So you have 30 minutes to do your things. So for the ensigns, you both need to obviously clean up your jets, your Saberfishes. For Cat, you need to probably just notate damage and stuff from this training mission, if there's any. There's probably not any damage, but there might be some tune-ups you might have to do. It wouldn't take too long, and definitely wouldn't take too long to just notate them.
There's paint in my engine.
Can you get that?
Buddy, I really don't think that's true.
Yeah, there's paint in there. It got pretty deep. It's really soaked in. They should have built these Saberfishes more airtight, you know?
Oh, you're coming at me with how these things are built and repaired, huh?
No, I didn't mean it like that. I just meant...
Well, how'd you mean it then?
He meant it
I
like
guess-
that. Stick up for
So, Adam-
yourself, co-pilot.
Adam, how would I use my melo?
I
I guess I could try to mentor Cole
Yeah.
Law real quick. Cole
Yeah.
Mentor
Law.
me,
I
Daddy.
think he needs.
I don't want to mentor him anymore.
I'm already losing patience. This is just day one.
Captain Godfrey, he keeps calling me Daddy.
What if co-pilot is like always kind of trying to get some mentoring from you, but you're kind of reluctant? I like that dynamic.
Well, I mean, that can be the case, but ultimately Matt will be incentivized to give mentoring because his archetype is centered around mentoring.
Yeah.
Similar to how yours is centered around following Lone Star or whoever.
Well, I'm still going to make it hard for him by being an obnoxious character.
Yeah, that's completely fine.
I'm
Completely
gonna
fine.
walk over and be like, "Hey, Cole, let me talk to you for a minute." And I'm gonna
Sure
bring him over
thing.
here so he's away from everybody and be like, "Hey,
Hey,
I don't know if you know this, but when you fly, there's this little stick in your cockpit that helps you move around, and it really
Yeah.
helps if you move around and not fly in a straight line."
they taught me that at the academy. I know about that stick.
Oh, I don't think patronizing advice counts.
It's gotta count. Come on.
I think co-pilot is getting it. It's like, got it. Move around more. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, which one of these do I put a resource point?
Well, I mean, do you have a melodrama move that says give advice or orders? Hold on.
When trying to convince your mentee to no.
Well, you could. The thing is
convincing him.
He was easily. Yeah, you would have to roll. But
there's helping and there's
skeptical.
Convincing. So I mean, I have one that convinces and one that helps. So would you consider that actual help, or can I be trying to convince him to be better at what he does?
So helping is when he's trying to actively do a thing, and you're helping him out. Convincing would be what we just saw if he was like, I don't know, and made you roll.
All right. Well, this one says, when trying to convince your mentee, treat a mixed success as a full success. So what would I roll? A 1d6?
So you go up to where it says convince others, and it says using charm/body. So you're definitely using your words more than your physical intimidation. You're not intimidating a lesson into him. So you're going to roll charm, which for you is a -1. So it's 2d6 -1.
Shit.
Hey.
That is a hard failure.
That was just mean. I didn't get anything constructive out of that.
Okay, so you
just being a dick.
Yeah.
I'm not good at this.
You do get to mark it because it's basically an attempt. You don't have to succeed. You just have to do the thing. All right. So you use the move, so you do get to mark it.
Right.
Hey, so
can I come over and just decide to help the kid clean up because I'm tired of waiting?
That's what. Yeah. Hey, I was gonna say. If we're still cleaning, can I just try to convince her to let us go? Like that the paint is clean, and we just need to get out of her way so she can evaluate any damage that's been done.
You could try to convince her, yes, that you are done. If you're not actually fully done. But like you're done enough. You can convince her.
I want to convince her
that you're done enough.
What's Tiny's rank? I wouldn't be calling her Tiny, would I?
No, I don't think he'd be on that level.
He would. His character would be like, "Hey, Tiny."
I don't know. He's not that mean. I mean, he's not that kind of like.
Yeah, and
he's edgy, but he's not.
That's what Tom Cruise would do. I'm just saying.
Would he?
Tom Cruise would be like Tom. Yeah, maybe not to your face, but.
Yeah, not to your face. Well, I'd call her lieutenant, right? She a lieutenant? Was she?
Yeah, but you'd be smart about it. You'd be like,
be around
lieutenant.
Either a lieutenant to like a lieutenant junior grade, something like that.
So I would just call her lieutenant then, right?
You could just call her lieutenant. Yeah, I mean it's up to her really. She would tell you that she prefers ma'am, or she prefers
what do you prefer?
Lieutenant her name, or
what do you prefer, Kat?
Please refer to me as Lieutenant Dancer.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Look, Lieutenant Dancer, you and I both know the ship looks fine. Let us just get out of your way so you can do your thing.
Okay. So that sounds like you're trying to convince her, unless she just wants to go along with it.
Yeah, I'm trying to convince her. Like, just let us get out of your way so you can do what you got to do. Not waste any more of your time.
I'm sick of you kids.
All right, come on, co-pilot.
Co-pilot, you still have a lot of work to do, and I'm going to show you how it's done.
Aw, man.
That's awesome. Sorry, co-pilot, I tried.
It's okay. I'll see you later back in your room.
All right. I go move on to clean my
in the mess hall or whatever it's called.
Back in your room?
In my room.
Back in the
it's
the
not gay.
Was that a Freudian slip?
No.
Back in your quarters. I mean the mess hall. I mean
we hang out in his room and play video games.
I don't think consoles are allowed.
Flight simulator games. That's how we got so good.
Okay.
Well, yeah. I'm just gonna move on to cleaning my Saberfish now.
Okay. All right. It's not a difficult task. It's just time consuming, basically. Very boring work.
Okay. Well, I want to. I say we eventually get the paint out of the engine.
Yeah. I say that I'm gonna repair the vehicle.
Okay.
You don't need me here for that, right? I don't know anything about repairing ships.
Yeah, go along, kid. You're cool.
Run off to the mess hall.
You are
Alright, do I need to roll to repair the vehicle, or
You do. You do need to roll improving or creating, which is going to cover your repair. And do you have you have a few moves that you're going to invoke here, actually, looking at your sheet.
Technically two, but
yeah.
Do I just pick one?
No, you pick both here. So when improving or creating, treat mixed success as full success. And so that means as long as you've tried to improve or create, you mark it. And then when repairing a vehicle or device that is not yours, gain a +1. So this is not your Saberfish. And so you gain a +1 to whatever you roll on top of your smarts is 2. So it's a +3 in total. So roll 2d6
+3.
+3. And you rolled an 8, which is usually a mixed success, but because of your Melodrama move, it's a full success.
Full success. Right on.
So you successfully improve or create, which in this case is going to cover doing minor tweaks and stuff to co-pilots. Saberfish. All right, Madgun, you were talking to co-pilot before when you tried to give him advice and just came off as a complete dick. What did you do after that? Because now we're kind of filling the gap in between.
Before it's time to fucking go to the briefing.
What Tiny has done, she was repairing, and so what were you doing when she started repairing or tweaking the Saberfish? And co-pilot left. You could have followed him. It's up to you. I think he was going to the mess hall.
I'm gonna go do a quick inspection of my codfish.
Okay.
That sounds sexual.
Your tin cod.
My tin cod, yes. What did I say? Codfish? Fuck me.
You said codfish. I mean, cod
That's
is a
Alzheimer's.
fish, but no, you're not that
That's
old.
what I call my ships, the codfish.
You're like 36. You're Gundam ancient, but in reality, that's not that old.
Hey, co-pilot, want to go inspect our cods in the mess hall?
All right. So you want to go inspect it? Are you looking for anything in particular?
Just doing basically like a pre-flight check.
All right.
We're going on a sortie, so why not?
Yeah. So roll search.
2d6.
Yes, 2d6 plus whatever your sight is. So that's 1. So you're looking for anything that stands out. That is a mixed success. So yeah, you know it's showing its age, but it's holding up. It's holding up well. Doesn't need anything done to it immediately, but
right.
If someone was to be frank with you, they'd tell you to upgrade already.
Tell them to eat shit.
Okay.
I tell them that they should go play in the tub with the radio, and maybe it'll fucking change their hair color.
Okay.
All right,
Please take note of that.
That's pretty drastic.
Wow, I never thought Adam would ever shut the fuck up.
Yeah, now I see why his parents got divorced.
Hey everyone, this is Dallas Welk.
And this is Zach.
Thanks for listening to Feddie Scum, the first, no doubt about it, first Gundam actual play podcast in existence.
No fact check needed. Since we don't have sponsors as of these first few episodes, we decided to use this commercial break to highlight some of the other projects we've been doing, such as mine and Dallas's band, Pink for President.
We're not going to tell you what we sound like, so remain a surprise. You can like our Facebook page at facebook.com/PFPNESS, or, I don't know, search us on Spotify or some shit. So pretty much the only place you could find updates and stuff on the podcast right now is Adam's Twitter, our GM. His Twitter is at @A_Mac, that's MAC _0079. He likes to post lame shit on there mostly, but you know. I also would like to apologize for mine and Cat's mic setup. It kind of was fucky, kind of sounds like shit, but we got it fixed for episode 2, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, we'd also like to apologize for Matt's mic issues, but that's just a stylistic choice on his part. I don't think that's going to go away.
Kat is leaving for 2 months to go to Washington, D.C. to intern at the Smithsonian. She's a art major in college, and she got a cool internship there. So we're going to take a 2-week break so she could, figure out her recording setup.
But that in no way affects the scheduling of our podcast releases, just when we record them.
And I think Matt's, also going on, a fucking National Guard thing. Whatever National Guard people do.
The National Guard summer camp.
Yeah, the summer camp for National Guardians. He does that. He's not in the National Guard. He just likes to do that for some reason.
Speaking of Matt, congratulations to Matt and his beauty channel reaching over 1,000 subscribers. Just search Matt's facials for more.
He's been on YouTube for a couple of years now, and he's really starting to get up there, so we'd like to congratulate him. Okay, and that pretty much does it, I think.
Okay.
Here's the rest of the episode.
In the mess hall, I'm assuming co-pilot's there. Is Lone Star there? Is that where you
yeah, that's where I went
off to afterwards? Okay. So y'all are both in the mess hall. Are you in line to get food? There's a few other people in here, but it's not really around dinner time. And people tend not to like eating when the ship's moving. Just preference usually.
I love it. I think I already got my food. I want to look around to see if there's some cool people me and Lone Star can hang out with.
Yeah, I've got my food as well.
So like I said, there's not that many people here. There's a few. You see some what you would consider more staff positions, and so they're janitors, stuff like that.
I want to sit with the janitor.
You okay? All right.
We should be kind of like buddies with the janitor a little bit.
Give him a name, Adam. What's his name? Or her name?
His name's gonna be Tom Hartfield. Okay.
All right.
Oh, hey, Tom. I didn't know you like to eat when everything's moving. Also, we love it.
Tommy, what's up?
I don't really like eating when stuff's moving. I just kind of have to. Man. Just it maybe the last time I get to eat.
Oh,
why is that?
Wait, dude, God damn it! Don't make me laugh. But did you guys not hear? Like the reason why we're moving, why we're sorting.
We haven't been briefed yet. We wanted to get a few of these dinner rolls in our belly before all that stuff.
Yeah, what's going on, Tommy?
So Xeon began its invasion. They're landing in the Seattle area. So we're going up there to engage them.
Oh wait, God. You mean actual fighting?
Yeah.
Without paint.
Yeah, no paint rounds.
Imagine what happened to your ship, but with bullets.
Is loading bullets the same as loading paint? I don't think I've ever loaded bullets before.
Lord, help us all.
Look, guys, I like you both fine enough. But
I love you too, dude.
I didn't say that. I kind of just want to eat this meal and think about my wife.
He just wants to sit there and think about his wife in the Seattle area.
Hey, can I have your pudding?
You gotta finish that.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Oh, thanks. I'm gonna eat his pudding before getting to my dinner roll.
In front of him.
Are you eating? Did you still sit down next to him?
While you're
just ignoring him?
After he has to eat alone, I'm just gonna eat the pudding before I get up.
Yes.
Well, good luck, Tom. Hey, luckily you have people like us out there doing all the fighting.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna get up, move a table over. Still pretty close. We can still make eye contact with
loudly smacking the pudding.
Just you screech the chairs, all the chairs, just the loudest possible, rubbing across that kind of smooth flooring.
It makes your teeth rattle.
Yep.
Everyone heard it. Tom heard it the most, though.
Yeah, he felt it.
I think he's just like kind of accepted at this point that y'all are going away. He just has to put up with you for a few more seconds.
Yeah, we're very slow about it. I keep turning around being like, we're going to leave you alone now.
Maybe one of them won't make it back.
That's his only peace of mind, is that maybe one of us will die.
Okay, scene.
Yeah, scene. So, Tiny, Mad Gun.
Yes.
Is there anything you want to do before we have a briefing and for the sortie?
I think I want to like make a to-go plate or something.
Where are you going?
Like,
Take into the break.
you know, I don't really want to eat around people because I'm not really like a fan of
People.
Mess hall and
You and
out.
Mad Gun are pretty familiar with each other, though.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just going to acknowledge it?
I'll go around the
Yeah.
circle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Mad Gun.
Yeah.
You want to go make fun of the rookies?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Sure.
Mad Gun stops loading ammunition into his fighter and is like, yeah, I'll make fun of rookies before we go into that.
This is like Gundam meets Napoleon Dynamite. That's the vibe I'm getting.
That's amazing, because that's absolutely not what
You
we
gonna
were
finish your
going
tots,
for.
Tom?
Yeah, I'll see if I can have a scene after the briefing. I'm sure I'll have something to say about a certain pilot sorting out.
Okay. And yeah, you also have the briefing as a scene itself. So
Good. Let's get there.
that's fair as well.
Is this a scene or is it an arms race?
God damn it.
That distinction real quick, Adam.
Between a scene and an arms race?
Yeah, which one is this?
This ain't a scene, is it?
This
I think
isn't
it's a
a
motherfucking
goddamn
arm
arm race.
Yeah, is this a goddamn arms race?
All right, you finish eating. Co-pilot, you feel extra full because you're 2 servings of
You
pudding.
had 2 puddings.
So in the briefing room is anyone who is a pilot, anyone who is combat staff, so people who man anti-aircraft guns, missile batteries, stuff like that from the ship, and any of the ship bridge crew. They're pretty much all there. And Captain Godfrey is standing at the front of the room. She has a screen behind her. And on that screen is a picture of North America, zoomed in to the northwest.
That's where we are.
Y'all are kind of out to sea off, a bit north of California base, and you're heading. And you are on this map, by the way, and it is updating live, so you do see your ship and where it's at. And y'all are moving north to the Seattle-Vancouver area.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also on this map, you see some red squares that represent, presumably, Xeon movement.
Oh, shit.
And they are grouped around the Seattle and Vancouver area. It looks like 2 separate landing zones. One for Seattle, one for Vancouver. And that is your heading. Pretty much directly you are heading for those, kind of in the middle of those 2 cities. So she's standing in front of that once everyone has sat down, quieted down. You have some people coughing and some people, there's always some fucker like tapping a pin or some shit. So once that stops, she clears her throat. Everyone's fucking quiet. She says, "For those of you unaware, we have recently received reports that Xeon's Earth Attack Force have invaded North America. The 2nd and 3rd Terrestrial Mobile Divisions have been deployed in both Seattle and New York. The 2nd in Seattle, the 3rd in New York. This is the attack we've been anticipating since Xeon invaded Central Asia just a week ago. The Inverness is not equipped fully to be a combat vessel, but as we are in the operational area and can respond to these attacks, we will be doing so. We will be covering the retreat of the ground and naval forces back to California base. If this invasion force is anything like what we saw them deploy in their invasion of Central Asia, expect the battle to be hard fought. California base will be attacked, and we will have to defend it. But until then, we have to ensure that our allies can safely retreat.
She kind of pauses and asks you if there's any questions about the ongoing so far. All right. She hits a clicker, and the screen behind her changes to a picture of a very weird, strange-looking fighter. It's called the DOP fighter.
DOP?
It has its,
with a P?
Yes.
Okay.
DOPP. The model is DFA-03. There's some statistics for it listed beside the images of it. The images for it are kind of blurry. Probably taken by a spy, a Federation spy who took photos on side 3. If you had to guess, just because of they look like secret spy photos. They don't look like great, like, oh yeah, this is what we got from the designers, kind of schematics or anything like that. There's one of the pictures. You can see the DOP fighter being loaded into a very large purple fighter, a bomber carrier kind of deal. So once she's on that slide, she says, this is the DOP fighter. This is going to be the majority of their Air Force capabilities. Once they have landed, they are deploying these from the GAL attack carriers. She then flips to the next slide, and it's the large purple thing you saw in a smaller image, but now filling its screen, and you see the statistics for the GAL attack carrier. It's this large purple plane that has a big loading bay. It can also hold mobile suits, as well as the fighters, which you can see in some of these images. They have Zaku's, which all of you know what a Zaku is. You've seen pictures of Zaku's. You probably have never seen a Zaku in person, though. Mm-hmm. With maybe the exception of Tiny and Madgun. So I guess I'll open up the question. Have y'all been to space before you came to Earth recently? Like, in the first part of the war, were you in space?
I'll say yeah.
Look at my roll and tell me yes or no.
That would be a yeah if you're going on success and fail.
Then yes.
Okay, so both of you were in the beginning battles of the 1 Year War, known as the 1 week battle. Which means that you probably saw a Zeon Zaku. So you would know that it's very lethal, very dangerous, very much a machine of war to be very afraid of. You've probably seen one Zeon Zaku take down 5 to 10 Saberfishes. If those Saberfishes did not pick their targets wisely and dictate their fire economically from target to target, then they would often get broken up by a Zaku. They'd break formation, they panic, and it would be a matter of seconds from then that Saberfish squad would just get destroyed. Now, if the Saberfish squad stayed together, acted together, coordinated their shots, it wasn't really an issue. So that would be how you would know about a Zaku at this point in time. You would have both seen it. You'd both probably understand that it's very threatening, but you also kind of have an idea of why it was so effective. It was mostly that the pilots it was going up against were panicking, breaking apart. If they had reason to panic, but if they had stayed together and attacked as a team, then they wouldn't have as much of an issue as they did. So that is what you two know. The two ensigns do not know that. You do not know that. You've heard about Zaku's. That's it. You've heard about them. You know that they're bad. They're bad news.
Gonna be Zaku's there?
Raggy.
The Xeon Zaku 2, the MSO6, is the core of Xeon's mobile suit fighting capabilities. They are expected to be there in large numbers. But due to their nature, they're slower moving than the Air Force that Xeon has landed so far. And so when we are attempting to help our ground forces and naval forces retreat and fall back, we're expected to mostly encounter Xeon's Air Force, not the ground force of its Zakus or tanks. Not yet, anyways. She clicks the clicker, and it's a Xeon Zaku. Zaku 2. It looks like the other pictures you've seen of Zakus. There's a few pictures here where the person who is taking the picture is about to die, so it's probably from the camera feeds of various fighter jets before they met their end.
Oh, weird.
She says that she kind of just clicks through the rest of the presentation. Not much else other than you see the Magella attack tank. So you're assuming more Xeon ground forces. You see an older version of the Zaku, the MSO5. And then she ends the slideshow. And she says, get what rest you can. We're going to arrive there in a few hours.
You're dismissed.